Some Like It Hot, Dan. You know the movie.
Hello and welcome inside the Sudbury Community Arena. It's a matchup we circle on the calendar when the schedule is made. Any game between Sudbury and London is a big one in the Basketball Super League. It's must-see TV, and we're going to have that full pregame right after the singing of the national anthem. So let's go down to the court for that now.
We now ask you to remain standing for the playing of the American National Anthem and the performance of the Canadian National Anthem sung by Mark State Public School Choir.
Big thank you to Mark State Public School Choir for the singing of the Canadian National Anthem. I'm Nick Liard, and with me as always the one and only Rick Wyman. This another matchup between these two teams that we look so forward to. It was a great day of basketball today. 2 university games before this one. It's about to get even better with this matchup. However, Sudbury is coming to this one. Losers last Saturday. Losers of 3 straight. London, they lost their last game to Jamestown. What does Sudbury have to do to get out of this funk?
Well, there's been a lot of malaise is going on. The 5 court of late, a couple of games stateside, and of course last week here against the Windsor Express. It's a matter of consistency. I want to start seeing some speed in that transition game. It's like, I don't know, some of the guys look like they're pretty lax out there in terms of wanting to push that ball back up court, be really quick on the rebounds, and again, let's not get into that whole psychological battle with London in terms of letting them to see if they're going to turn the tide in favor of the game that they want to play, because they want to get into the 5 players' heads, start messing with them, they get physical, they start yapping all night long, and the thing is, the 5 have got to forget about that. Just play their type of basketball that we've seen before, some really good ball. We haven't seen it in the last 3 games, so now there's no better time right now than to turn things around for this franchise, own up to what you haven't done lately, turn it around, start playing some really good ball, and keep your players in the game. J.D. Miller, don't get any kind of verbal sparring with anyone on the opposition. You know, Billy White, or who knows who's out there. So again, it's all about discipline and playing the best game that you know how to play.
Well, for the opponents, the London Lightning, they come in a bit of unfamiliar territory. They are not first, they're not second, they're not third. They are fourth, just over 500 at 10-7 record. However, in their own conference, they are just 8-7, so slightly over 500. They are the highest scoring team in the league at just over 120 points a game, but they also give up the most amount of points per game at just around 116. So is this one going to come down to defense, or would you rather the Sudbury 5 kind of play that shootout game?
Well, they're not featuring Chris Jones in the lineup as well. There has been a lot of talk in London about his situation. He's been suspended by the league, the team. We don't know if he's coming back, so is London simply just sitting back waiting until they get their roster finalized? But I'd like to think that the 5 are going to have to get into a shooting situation with this team, because I don't know if I can really trust the 5's inside game, getting those rebounds and playing that type of physical ball. London can. I don't know if Sudbury is up to that tonight. So their shooters, J.D. Miller, Jamira Jackson, and of course some others. I mean, we got to get some guys on the floor to see what they can do and just fire it up.
Well, in a game this year, the London Lightning have scored 154 points. They've scored 160. They've scored 143. So they have put up some ridiculous numbers. In this season series, though, Sudbury is 2-1. Sudbury lost that first game of the season. Then there was a home and home at the end of December that Sudbury did win, a crazy double overtime win. So that kind of has to give them a bit of confidence that they may have not had in other seasons.
That's been a while ago. That's been a while ago. And the thing is, the variables have changed in this 5 lineup. I'm really concerned about Jamira Jackson. He's been off kilter the last couple of games. He's got to turn it around. He is the engine on this team that can drive the 5. And of course, it's going to start with him. No doubt about it. Not unless Charlie Marquardt steps up and takes that leadership role. I don't think that's him. That's Jamiron. So he looked frustrated at times in the warm-up and the shoot-around just because he was getting into the misses and what have you. Put that aside. The guy's got talent. This has got to be his game tonight.
Well, in one of those late December games, Jackson did have 35 points against this team. So we know he can do it. Will he tonight? And you mentioned no Chris Jones. League has suspended him indefinitely. The team, London, does not expect him to be back this year. They did go out and get a replacement of sorts. Maybe not so much in terms of getting into it with other teams. However, James Towns comes in, and he was the second leading scorer in this league when he was on Pontiac. So they bring him to kind of stop that gap a little bit. He has averaged 14 points a game in a London uniform, so maybe a little bit of struggle to find where he fits into all of these pieces that they do have, and it is led by a guy we've seen a lot of, Billy White.
Oh, yes. The puppet master, I'd like to say, in terms of what he does on the floor with London. He's always coaching, shouting encouragement, admonishing his players, getting into it with the opposition. I mean, the guy has seen more games, played more games. He's done it all, and really, he is the true leader of this unit. So we'll see what he brings to the table tonight. Always interesting to see him on the floor.
It is basketball Super League action on a Sudbury Saturday night. Thank you for joining us. Starters for the London Lightning: Paul Parks, James Towns, Joel Kinford, Billy White, Calvin Godfrey. And for the Sudbury Five: Jamira Jackson, Dwayne Notice, Alan Billinger, Amir Williams, and Charlie Markar.
Yeah, Billinger's another one that he's been off the last couple of games. Will have to step it up. He had shown at times earlier on, several weeks ago, that he was ready to contribute, but that's kind of tapered off. So again, the opportunity is there for the five members tonight. They've got to show up. They've got to be the best players on this five team. I know it's an old expression. They have got to be the best players in this game.
Yeah, to your point, that double overtime London game, Billinger had 25 points. So he has put up some big numbers. He gets the start in this one. Diego Bernard missed last Saturday's game. He does not have the boot on. He warmed up. We do expect to see him at some point, but they had been using him a lot off the bench. So we'll see when and where they bring him into the lineup. Jackson sets the screen, so does Amir Williams. Billinger gets caught in the corner. There's Jackson for three. And no good. Billy White will grab the board.
Yeah, I'm sure Jamiron would have loved to have started the game off with a three, but not happening. We'll see how the five respond.
There is James Towns, the new addition to this lineup. Godfrey, the two, and he hits the first bucket of the game.
And it seems like the existing teams in this league, London and Sudbury, picking apart some of the TBL rosters for some of their better players and bringing them into Canada.
Yeah, get a couple looks, and then, hey, you wanna come up north? There's Amir Williams, finishes off the pass from Billinger.
Need a lot more of that from Amir Williams. He's got to step it up and play his big man role tonight. That's crucial.
On the season, Williams, the former Ohio State Buckeye, is averaging 9.3 points a game, 8.5 rebounds. So nearly a double-double a game. In the corner, good defense. Markard got hit in the midsection, as that three was good from Paul Parks, who has been wonderful against the Sudbury Five this season. Paul Parks averaging 23 points a game against the Sudbury Five.
There's a foul on that play. Marquardt trying to go to the bucket. Calvin Godfrey managed to get in the way.
There's a look at it. Markard fighting through some pain and takes a bump on the next possession. Parks went over, gave him a little apology, and Markar at the free throw line. 90% free throw shooter.
This guy, when he gets on a roll, is unstoppable. He scores in streaks, very heavy streaks.
Well, he is shooting a ridiculous 45% from three, which is top 5 in the league. I think second. And he can score in bunches, and he's been very versatile for this Five team, and you love having a guy like that in the lineup who can come off the bench, he can start, and there's no, hey, why am I not starting, or why am I coming off the bench? One of those guys who will just go, whenever you put him in, will try to score the bucket.
And that's what Coach Logan Stutz was looking for in the offseason, wanted to make some big adjustments to the roster. He's attempted to do so. That foul, by the way, is Billinger on that particular play. So getting ready to go to the line, James Towns.
Towns second in scoring with the Pharaohs, but he is also second in assists per game.
Sure, he just wanted to come to Canada for bigger crowds in the arena because the Pharaohs, not a big draw stateside, not a big draw.
Jackson takes the ball out. It is a 7-4 start for the Lightning. Mentioned Sudbury, 2-1 against London this season. Billinger the step back for 3, and Billy White grabs another board early on.
Right idea, just off kilter.
Ball Parks, no good. There's Joel Kindred, former MVP. Godfrey. Crossover. Goes right into Amir Williams. Good defense by the big man. 5, out and running. Markard for 3. Rattles out.
Yeah, some good looks already for the 5. Just some tough luck.
Godfrey getting into the paint, puts it up, too strong. Bounce pass, Jackson, spin move, puts it up, followed by Charlie.
Markhart's job right there. You know Jamiron's going to the hoop, so anytime he misses, there to pick it up and keep the 5 within striking distance, down by 1.
Jackson draw the defense with him, and in comes Markard to clean up the miss. Shot no good from London, and Sudbury quickly over the timeline. Down low, Williams hangs in the air and gets it to go.
Quick passing, that's what you want on that transition. Looks like we're going to get a shootout. Back and forth we go.
And London at 120 points a game on the season. Sudbury 114.5. Here's Billinger. Stripped away by Towns. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Sudbury. J.D. Miller will check in for Dwayne Notice. Miller usually getting the start, but today coming off the bench.
Just wondering if that's as a result of that early exit in last week's game. You can sit out the opening tip.
Yeah, tight ball game between Sudbury and Windsor, and there was some words exchanged back and forth between J.D. Miller and a member of the Windsor Express, and Miller got the heave-ho in a very close game. And Sudbury would go on to lose their 3rd straight. Jackson takes the screen from Williams, draws a double team. Markard turns a corner, down low, baseline Miller, fake pass. Another fake pass, gets out to Jackson, takes a dribble, and he is too strong on that one.
Yeah, normally he'd hit by now, but coming up just a little short.
Defense working for the 5 to offense. The Euro step, Charlie buckets.
And the fake on that play, out of position totally, was Joel Kindred. Looking the wrong way, good Euro step, and again, the easy bucket.
Sometimes the move makes you look silly.
Yes.
Sometimes the move is silly. But that one was a filthy play by Charlie Markard, getting the deuce, and the Sudbury 5 starting to find their footing a little bit. But also on the defensive side, you saw that steal from Amir Williams, and that leads to some transition buckets, and you can really start to run on this London team.
Okay, so you need that. That is essential for Amir Williams. That's his role as a member of the 5. So with Jamiron not hitting early in this game, this is good to have that subsidiary scoring. Guys who can come in and make that play offensively. Can't rely on just Jamiron Jackson or as before, Mosby with the 5. So there's got to be more diverse scoring, and this is what you want to see. So good start for the 5. Yeah, we've had some misses on the floor for several players, but again, better defense, cleaning up the rebounds, taking it, really quickly back down court and making that play.
Yeah, really the first pothole of the season for the Sudbury 5, this 3-game losing streak, and just try to not turn it into a crater that you fall into, and just try to end it here, right, and stop that sinkhole from growing.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's essential, because you can get streaky in this league.
Yep.
Losing games, and all of a sudden you find yourself battling for maybe 3rd or 4th or even 5th. Then you want to have that home court advantage, and you also want to have the bye into round 2 of the playoffs. You've got to finish either 1st or 2nd, I would think, in the regular season standings to get that break at the end of the regular season.
And that was the situation that Sudbury found themselves in last year, kind of not where they wanted to be near the end of the season, and then another first-round exit for them. It is White for three, and he can't get it to go.
Okay, so let London miss. Just be there for the rebounds. Don't give that second, third chance to the Lightning.
There's Miller left all alone for three, and the Five can't hit threes in this game early on. That one blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with London.
Yeah, the big reach, right arm of Amir Williams knocking that ball out.
Corey Boyd, who has come into this game, had earrings still in, so they take them out and keep them in a safe spot. Oh, they handed them to Randy Pascal. I don't know if that would be a great idea.
He might pawn them.
Yeah, that is... Oof, I wouldn't trust him. Barks for three, it rattles and does not fall. Billinger with the ball up top, gets it to Jackson. Down low, Williams. 5 on the shot clock. He turns the hook shot, and another one does not fall for Sudbury.
Well, you want to see Williams try that anyways. He's got to get in scoring position.
Boyd around to White. Screen set by Boyd. Billy White has haunted Sudbury since the Five have come into the league. Billinger picks up a foul.
His best impersonation of Saquon Barkley on that play, trying to split the D and go in between. Didn't work, but foul called. And with 6:19 to go, Billy White, as usual, always dramatically portrays his cause to the official.
Sideline out of bounds, 6:19 left to go in quarter number one. Thank you for joining us wherever you are watching on Eastlink Community TV. Right underneath, it is Boyd who gets fouled by Jonkum. Boyd will head to the free throw line for 2.
Bit of a wrestling match going on that play. Lewis getting in there. He didn't want to give up. So Boyd will go to the line. It's a 3-point game right now for the Five, 10-7.
Corey Boyd, back in 2018, he was on a team, a JBA USA team, which was a team that played in the States, and then they took the best players. They traveled overseas to play some European teams. That roster included Corey Boyd and both LaMelo and LiAngelo Ball. LaMelo Ball, obviously one of the top guards in the NBA right now. Also featured, as Jonka misses that one, Yang Taco Weck, who was signed at the beginning of the season for the Sudbury Five, has not played yet for them. Notice grabs the board, pushing it ahead for the Five. Stolen. Paul Parks, their leading scorer, right into the defense, too strong. Gets the board, puts it up, misses that one short. Diego Barnard back into the lineup for the Sudbury Five, making an appearance. Bounce pass goes off the leg of Boyd and out of bounds.
Well, you can see some of the struggles that the Lightning have been experiencing of late, trying to close the deal on some of those opportunities, rebounds, shots, and what have you. So that's been the root cause of their struggles of late, and it's up to the Five to take advantage of that, any type of situation right now. And, you know, they're hitting, want to hit more, and up by 2, they want to add to that lead and play their game.
J.D. Miller spinning, up and under move, and a beauty. J.D. for 2.
That's a pro move by J.D. Miller on that one, managing to avoid his defender.
Into the defense. A foul is going to be called. It'll be 2 free throws for London.
That's on Jamiron.
Milan Aqua at the line, shooting 2. Just the 4th game for Aqua.
Big difference in that game against Windsor and London. The fouls are early in this game as opposed to Windsor last week, where we went, several sessions without anything being called. It was simply just back and forth type basketball.
Bernard carrying the ball up. Surprisingly, has only taken 8 threes in 15 games this year. J.D. Miller steps back for 3. He connects on the first. 5-4-3.
J.D. loving that. Of course, plays to the crowd, does his thing, constantly chatting out there. He's the crowd pleaser.
Marcus Audie has it stripped. A foul is called on the Sudbury 5. And that'll force head coach Logan Stutz to go to the bench. Taking out Jamiron Jackson. Bringing in Jelani Simmons.
Go for a switch. And Jelani's coming in. So Jackson off to a cool start. Won't say cold yet. It's only the first quarter, but a cool start so far. So he'll have a chance to take a look at the game situation, and he'll be back in.
Jackson sits 2nd in the league right now, 24.5 points a game. Free throws good by Marcus Audie, who was on this team last year, then released. Signed with Montreal, then went back to London. Helped her way to another championship. Notice Simmons stepping into the key, drops it off to Lewis Jonkum. Spins baseline. He's going to get fouled. Corey Boyd with an arm in the back. Take a look at it there.
I don't think Lewis was expecting that pass from Jelani Simmons in the first place. Tried to make a play and gets fouled in the process, so he'll take it anytime. Jelani looking very, very adept at in the pregame session, the shoot around, and showing a lot of spunk out there on the court. So again, need that enthusiasm, that passion on the floor for the 5, and that's a good sign. You wouldn't think that this 5 team has lost the last 3 games, especially 2 to the Americans, including that game to Windsor as well. But coming off and no residual effects, and just trying to get back and playing winning basketball.
Well, that is a good sign. When it doesn't, it's often just us overanalyzing things and looking at a losing streak, a 3-game losing streak, and saying, oh, what's wrong? And they're in practice and nothing is wrong at all, and they're just having fun and playing basketball, and it's just a side that a lot of us don't get to see into. Maybe it is affecting them, but it really doesn't seem to be affecting this 5 team.
Yeah, the only time we can really overanalyze is when we get a shocking electric bill like I did this morning, which is almost double. And my wife is so insistent on Christmas lights all the time, so we'd have to have a long talk about that.
I don't know. You like to watch basketball into the early hours of the morning, so
that's a
I
problem.
don't. Maybe someone's leaving the TV on.
Oh, there are many times I've fallen asleep.
Trying to put the blame out on other people.
Yeah. Only to find out that the game is over and not knowing who won.
He'd make a great politician. J.D. Miller crossing over, going into Billy White, and a bucket.
And Billy White incredulous on that, wondering why he was called, pleading his case. This guy has got to take up acting in his next life. I mean, I think he's got the basic elements down. Every play, every game, he's out there talking to the referee. So there's got to be something out there for him.
Miller at the free throw line, 65%. He knocks down that, converting an and one, averaging 15.5 points a game. Marcus Otti, he's got the ball turning. Caught in the air, turnover on the run. J.D. Miller, 2 hands for safety.
Nice hang time.
Yeah, little workout too, chin up.
He extended that one, a very, very easy play. All of a sudden, he's got the ball.
Nice run for the Sudbury Five, who are up 21-13. They can make it double digits on this trip. Miller's feeling it. Heat check. Wild take by Aqua. Billy White bails his teammate out and then gets fouled.
Yeah, he's always there in terms of support anytime the ball is near the hoop, and he'll do whatever he can. That's just good basketball intuition, and of course he'll go to the line. Non-stop chatter from Billy White from the start of the game until the bus ride's over in London.
Well,
quite a guy.
He definitely brings that to the floor, but you see him, and if you watch him, the leadership that he does bring to this team, and a bit of a different season for the London Lightning this year. They're going through some adversity mid-season and really struggling to find that footing. They have the talent on this roster to be the top team in this league, but they just really haven't put it together. The Chris Jones situation definitely has to have an impact on what's going on back in London, but if they can figure it out, that is a very, very dangerous team, and you do not want to face them in the first round.
They've been champions for the last couple of years, Nick, and of course, this is a team in constant change. They can pick up players. I mean, the league allows them to do that. There's no deadline per se up until maybe just before the end of the regular season. They can add, they can subtract. Don't worry, they're looking around. They've been perennial leaders in this league, champions, and the thing is, they've got sources. And you face on the bench coaching, big difference, but again, they've got these connections out there, always looking for talent, and if someone doesn't want to succeed or can't succeed, they'll be replaced. They won't hesitate to do that because, again, winning is the ultimate goal for this franchise. Nothing less is acceptable.
Well, in this game, they got to find someone who can start hitting some of their shots because they have been ice cold in the last couple minutes, which has allowed the Sudbury Five to start to get some confidence back, and they're getting to the free throw line as well, drawing the fouls and picking up some easy points that way.
Well, I thought maybe it would just come down to big shooting, but getting inside and creating those foul situations, perhaps. You want to play inside basketball, you want to get physical, okay, let's see the Five do that.
At the free throw line, Billy White. He is a 79% free throw shooter. He's averaging 17.6 points a game and 7.5 rebounds a game. First shot is good.
And when you take a look at Billy White, someone in their mid-30s still playing basketball, he's got the size. He comes in, at least on the program, at 6'8" and 205. A lot of muscle on that frame.
Yeah, definitely has taken care of himself and puts himself at an all-star level every single year. Miller with White on him, working it around to Simmons. He's got 3 to shoot, fades away for 2, nothing but net.
Yes, saw him do that in the pregame warm-up, and again, that's a nice shot by Jelani Simmons. There's a lot more in that tank.
Drop down low. Corey Boyd is going to get hit by Bernard, and he'll go back to the line.
London sticking around, getting their opportunities here. They're down 23-14, just a couple of minutes left here in the opening quarter. Got to say, Nick, this day of basketball has led to a very good crowd here tonight. Sudbury Community Arena. Well spread, lots of students, lots of fans as usual.
Yeah, they had the two Laurentian University men's and women's basketball games before this and the Sudbury 5 games. So you got 3 games for the price of 1 in this economy. That's just crazy.
Well, we certainly hope that the 5 can lead to more promotions like they did today, because it certainly worked.
Notice for 3.
Wayne has been absent of late, but tonight he wants to be the guy that really can contribute and assist this team with his veteran experience.
Taking on more of a ball handling role this season. He is top 5 in assists per game. Williams the save all the way down the court. That one's going to go out of bounds, but it will be London ball back on their own baseline. Fresh shot clock at 24 seconds. Joel Kindred will come in for Ja'Kai Taylor. Taylor played at Murray State, same team as John Morant in 2017-2018. Our first look at Nervin's Demothene, number 11 for the Sudbury 5, recently signed. Did not play against Windsor. That was his first opportunity. But he's in early in this game. Shot from Parks. No good, and a big rebound by J.D. Miller.
Here he is. Here's Nervins.
Demothene handling the ball over to Miller. Miller into Handy. Puts up a shot. Back rim. Boyd, who is top 5 in rebounds per game, gets it ahead to Kindred, and he hits a swish.
Left all alone. Too much time and space for that one to get that shot away.
Notice fading away, and he's starting to get rolling.
Easy touch there for Dwayne.
Kindred to Boyd. Boyd allowed to walk right into the key, and a foul called against Amir Williams.
Yep, got tangled up with the big guy. Take a look at this. Amir with that outstretched right arm.
Yeah. It's a situation where you got to pick up the guy a little bit sooner. Boyd was pretty much allowed to walk right into that semicircle. If Amir Williams just steps up a little bit more and picks him up at the free throw line, not a guy who wants to necessarily handle the ball. He wants to catch it in the post, so you allowed him to work down to where he's at his strongest.
It's all about reading the play, and the thing is, London cashes in with a couple of points. 8-point game.
Nervins will bring up the ball for Sudbury. Played for Montreal last season. As did Corey Boyd of the Lightning. As did Marcus Auntie, a lot of former Montreal Tundra. Inside double team Amir Williams. They're going to call a foul. Williams was bobbling the ball, and with 18.8 seconds left, a foul is called against London, leading to free throws as you get a look at it there.
Yeah, Corey Boyd for London thought that Williams was bobbling it, and you don't have possession. How can you be fouled in his mind? But Amir going to the line for Sudbury.
Williams at 54%. Hits that one.
Interesting first quarter, to say the least, and we'll talk about this and a lot more. Busy week for the 5 coming up. They're on the road and they're at home over the Family Day weekend next weekend with a couple of games.
Jamestown's 10 on the game clock for the first quarter. Kindred turns a corner, and Kindred hits.
Nice three-pointer there. Desperation shot. That's whistled down with 3.4 seconds left.
Yeah, a foul called against London, and that's going to lead to free throws for Dwayne Notice. As the 5 were scrambling, James Towns picks up the foul, and a chance for Sudbury to get some free points at the end when they would have had kind of a desperation shot.
You take advantage of every opportunity you can against this London team because you'll need it come fourth quarter time.
Notice connects on the first, misses the second, goes for the rebound. Boyd with 2 seconds, got to put it up. He does, gets it off, hits the backboard, and falls out. So 31-23 after 1 quarter of play here in Sudbury. Thoughts on that first quarter, Rick?
I liked it. I liked what the 5 did in that opening quarter, Nick. It's a matter of they had to come out firing and do what they had to do, make some adjustments. Jamyron Jackson kept off the score sheet, came up blank, had some great looks. It didn't make any difference. The guys went inside, drew some fouls, and some good shooting by Dwayne Notice. So, again, it's not just Jamyron Jackson having to lead the team. His chances will come. He'll heat up in this game. Others, subsidiary scoring coming into effect, and that's why they're leading.
Yeah, kind of what you were calling for in that first quarter was the because Jackson was not scoring, you need to get someone else involved, and J.D. Miller was that guy. He's got 10 points in that first quarter, and they really turned to him in scoring when Jackson was not hitting.
Well, that's the key to any good basketball team. I mean, we see this time and time again. It could be the NBA, it could be college hoops at this level as well. You can't have 1 or 2 guys do all your scoring. You've got to spread it out. You've got to have guys come off the bench. You see something wrong, you make it right by putting in the right personnel. Constant adjustments, constant ebbs and flows in this game. And again, that's a great start for the Sudbury 5.
Another wrestling mix-up here at the Greater Sudbury Arena. Last week we had a villain who was a vegan. This week, I think his name is Mr. Twister. I'm not entirely sure. An all-green guy. Hey. I know you love wrestling.
Well, I used to. I guess, because I took my son when he was 5 to see Hulk Hogan, and he sends me pictures and says his sons are out watching wrestling last night in Hamilton. So it's a family tradition. It's a family tradition. And the thing is, it's theater of the mind. It works well. I've got to actually sit down and take a look at it. I've never heard of a villain that's a vegan. I mean, that's a push.
Well, I mean, you got to watch out for those celery stalks. They'll get you.
Anytime.
And maybe just hasn't had enough of the vitamin C's from the meat. So he just is kind of lacking some nutrition.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to the script writers.
He's just not quite getting it, so he's a little angry. And people are not getting on board with his vision. And sometimes when people aren't, you got to take to physicality to really drive it home, Rick. By the way, Project X Wrestling at the Crusoe Club.
I have yet to be approached to be the ring announcer for that card, by the way. So
well, you will. Now you will.
I'm sure it's coming.
But as much as we can joke and have fun with wrestling, it's a really cool thing for the families in attendance, and they seem to really like it. It's a partnership that has been happening for the last couple games here at the Sudbury Arena. Like I said last broadcast, we watched a guy go through a table a couple weeks ago, and when can you say that at a basketball game?
Exactly. Quick pass there, and London napping. Dwayne Notice cashing in easy.
I'm sure a couple games here in Sudbury, Billy White has wanted to put someone through a table.
If not last year, then this year.
Kindred, another 3. He is heating up, former MVP with Kitchener-Waterloo.
Does well here in Sudbury, scores a lot. We've seen him have some really good games earlier.
Up to 9 points in this half, leading the way for the Lightning. Nice give and go, but Markar gets blocked by Godfrey getting up. Kindred looking for more, drops it off to Godfrey. And it's going to be an offensive foul. Standing in there is the newbie, Nerland's Demosthene.
Stood his ground. Boom. There's the veteran. Head-on collision there.
Yeah, you know you're going to get hit. You know you have to get hit. And there's just no really preparing. You just kind of got to brace yourself and hope for the best. Hope you don't get an elbow where you don't want to get an elbow. Demosthene turns it over. Parks grabbing it for London.
He tried to go up the middle looking for Amir Williams. No luck there in that pass.
Kindred takes the contact, and Kindred will head to the line.
And this is a situation, as we all know, that Nerland's Demosthene coming into the lineup is prior experience with Montreal. So again, he had a good look-see last week against Windsor, getting some floor time now, and now he'll take a seat, and I think that's Billinger coming back in.
Yep.
So again, get your opportunities, make the most when you can.
Kindred, a 16.1% points per game on the season. 2 years in Halifax, 2 with KW, now his first season with the London Lightning. Notice goes through the defense, off the glass and in.
He is heating up, as you alluded to just a couple of minutes ago.
Right to the bucket. Handy grabbing his own rebound. Kindred short on that three. Handy crashing into Markard, no call. Billinger ahead, passes it right to Kindred. And on the run into the body, Kindred puts it up, no foul call. Billinger ahead to Notice, bounce pass. Cross to Markard, step back for three. Charlie buckets.
As we said earlier, Charlie, when he gets streaky, he can be a game changer for this 5 team.
Sean Olden into the game, picks up the assist on that three-pointer. Towns, that one's going to go off Parks. It was deflected by a Sudbury 5 player, then tipped the hand of Parks. Out of bounds, a turnover for London.
How is this for some diversification in scoring? You've got Notice at 10, Miller at 10, and Markard at 9. So you've got some good follow-up as well from Amir Williams at 6 so far in this game.
And you got a 10-point lead with 0 points from Jackson, your top scorer. That has got to have the coaching staff saying you're in a good position. Notice again into the defense, puts it up. Miller battling on the board. Towns rips it free. They're going to call a foul on Towns, who is in disbelief.
Welcome to Sudbury, Mr. Towns. You've been here before, obviously, playing in the TBL. This is big-time basketball. Anytime you've done that, the London colors against Sudbury, it takes the rivalry to another dimension.
Markard. The broken play nearly works out for an easy bucket, but it does lead to a foul. Kind of overplaying that inbound pass, and they left Charlie all alone.
Yeah, just gave him a clear lane there, and upon the drive, he was fouled, so you take advantage of that situation, but all kinds of room.
Markard connects on the first one. He is a 90% free throw shooter. Coming into this one, averaging 18.8 points a game. Sudbury 5 continuously finding players from all over the place to bring in, and they seem to have such great success, and Charlie's another one of those stories.
It's all about the contacts, wherewithal your contacts in your career, coaching. You make them, you follow up.
Kindred looking for the foul call. He somehow hits it.
Beautiful shot there by Kindred, keeping London within 9 in a 40-31 contest, 8:40 to go in the first half.
Again, Notice taking it to the right.
And that's okay. You want to play that inside game. If London wants to keep on fouling you, I mean, we can do this all night long.
That is the third straight take for Dwayne Notice, where he's just been able to go pretty much right to the net. First one was a tough bucket, but he still finished it. The next one was a miss that was rebounded by Miller, and this one leads to a foul. So someone having to step up on the help side defense for London, and they're just not getting there.
We'll see what kind of adjustments the Lightning make at halftime.
Pass into White. Great hands by Billy White in the finish.
Oh, he had to juggle that one.
Jackson back into the game for Sudbury. Couple crossovers, push baseline. It's going to be a turnover for the Sudbury Five. They have him stepping out of bounds. Looked like could have been a reach in, but they say he was out of bounds first.
Yeah, he had a hard time negotiating that line.
Right into the key, into the corner. It's Audie for three. Long rebound comes out. Jackson pushing it ahead with Notice. Puts on the brakes. Gets it to Markar. The floater off glass and just a little bit short.
Good moves out there. Some good athleticism on behalf of several players. Playing much better in this game than what we saw last week against Windsor.
Jackson to Markar, the extra pass. Another big rebound by Miller. Notice had all day, and almost another rebound for the Five. A 9-point lead for the Sudbury Five. Godfrey. Audie down low to Billy White. 6 to shoot. Backing down, finds Godfrey. Too strong on the left hand. Notice stepping around, drops it off. J.D. Miller, what a pass.
Getting inside. Notice didn't have a look, so passed it over to J.D. Miller. No mistake there.
Aqua with the ball up top, new addition, goes inside Godfrey. Offensive foul against the London Lightning.
And Billy White won't like that call either. Change of personnel. I like the way the Five are playing in this game. It's what they have to do. They're making the adjustments, and okay, so London's struggling. Too bad. You got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and you saw it right there on your screen, just the amount that the bench of the Sudbury Five are into this game. You know, everybody's having a contribution, and that really amps up the bench. And you saw a guy like Sean Olden who came into the game and he got that assist, but he is right into the game onto the bench. And, you know, it's trickling down the Sudbury Five. And so far in this half, it has been a good one for the Five.
I don't know if it's just the London effect. We didn't see this last week against Windsor.
Yeah.
I mean, big difference day and night, and the Five, they're showing some basketball passion that they want to play, they want to win, and you know what? If one guy can't do it, someone else will. They'll pick up the slack. Yeah, mistakes will happen on the floor, but the thing is, all around their game, they're showing a lot more hustle, determination, and you know, it's that momentum factor. So London misses, Five right back up court. Last week it seemed like the Five were crawling back up court. Totally different game. Just the perspective from my point of view right now that they are really into this game.
And on both sides, right? The offense is working for the Sudbury Five, but you saw it on those last couple offensive foul charge drawn, that they're just baiting the London players into the contact, standing that contact, being tough and getting into it. And it's creating London to force some turnovers, and they are playing a little bit sloppy in this first half, and the highest scoring team in this league right now, 6:42 left in the second at just 33 points.
And that speaks volumes about what the Five are doing defensively in this contest. Yeah, sure, London has missed a lot of shots in the opening half, but that's the game. I mean, you've either connected or you don't.
Miller out of the timeout, hits a 3, 5, 4, 3.
The hot hand continues. Notice Miller, Marquardt.
Miller the steal. Thought about it a couple times, thought about it again. He's going to pull this one. J.D. Miller, he is hot.
So he makes a defensive play, takes the ball up court, takes his time, gets the shot away.
Aqua blocked away. Jackson.
And Jamiron coming up with a big play defensively. You don't have to be the guy to score all the time. If you contribute defensively, that's just as good.
Stays with London, now a 17-point lead. Kindred. Stripped. Looking for a foul call behind the back from Notice to Jackson. Jackson throws it down.
There you go. He's got his deuce, starting things off. Timeout called by London. Coaching staff has seen enough. Wow.
And in situations like this, you really start to notice the difference in London's team last year to this year. In this situation, Doug Plum would be absolutely losing it on his team, and there had better be a response, or it was just going to go downhill from there. And by now, there probably would have been a technical foul by Doug Plum. He is not here, different coaching staff for the London Lightning. And right now, they've got an uphill battle if they want to get back into this one, not just score-wise, but just into the game-wise.
And on that last play, you see Jamiron, he thought about a three-point attempt, decided to take the ball inside and make the play. Very little resistance on that play, and he was at will getting that bucket. So, again, who's playing defense here?
Yeah, you see on that one, Aqua, number 25, he gets beat. He's trying to help. Corey Boyd has just got to step up and make Jamiron Jackson pick up that dribble. And it's just that those situations are happening time and time again for this Lightning team. The initial defender's getting beat, someone has to be there. If you're giving up on a bucket on a third or fourth pass, that's fine. But if the primary ball handler is beating you every single time, something has to change, and it just isn't for the Lightning.
Well, that should be a basic defensive script for the coaching staff. I mean, easy for us to dissect what's going on the floor because, of course, we've got a great view here, but I'm sure the guys on that London bench know what's happening. And conversely, Sudbury, they're taking advantage of this. They're getting the looks. They're seeing the opportunities.
Well, it's a 19-point lead here in Greater Sudbury. The Sudbury 5 lead the London Lightning. Another miss by the Lightning, and Jackson picks up the board.
Better passing tonight by the 5 as well around that perimeter.
J.D. Miller tries another one, does not get that to fall. Sudbury has outscored the Lightning 21-10 in this second quarter. Just 10 points with 4:45 left to go in the second. Towns. Parks, their leading scorer, nothing but air, and just not moving the ball around on offense. That's stuck in the corner, a couple passes and a shot. Billinger steps into a 2, that's too strong. Towns through the defense. Jakai Taylor, short. White with the board, gets his man in the air and throws it down.
Yeah, a little bit too easy there. A lapse of judgment, but the 5 with a very comfortable lead at 52-35. Under 4 to go here in the opening half. A good half for the 5. Let's see how they respond here. With the hot hand, Dwayne Notice.
Pass out. Miller has to save it. Goes behind his back, and that's a shot clock violation. They let him play. Ahead, Towns. Easy layup, but the bigger situation is Jamira Jackson, who is down on the floor and in some pain.
Yeah, he went down after that contact and was not able to get back up.
Still down on the court. Has rolled over and is now back to his feet. I think that right ankle is what he's favoring right now. So,
and he's had issues with his ankle before.
Seems to be okay. Was a little frustrated at that play, but tough for the Sudbury 5. But the good thing is how the rest of the players have surrounded him with the scoring and defense. That in this game, you don't need to rely on him so heavy to get back or finish this one off. It just kind of let these other players go with it. And if Jackson can get in on the action, that is a bonus.
Well, I'd like to say it's more of a concerted team effort in favor of the 5 for this evening than what we've witnessed in the past. And maybe it's all of a sudden that realization that, individually 1 or 2 or 3 guys just can't do it. It's got to be done throughout the entire roster. Give us a chance to play and show what we can do. And so far they're doing that, and that's a good sign for the coaching staff because they were treading in the wrong direction as of last week. So nice turnaround by the team. Now it's just a matter of maintaining that momentum and keeping it up in the second half.
And for the London Lightning, they are going to need to be led by those veterans. Ja'Kai Taylor, Billy White, Joel Kindred. Those are going to be the guys that need to get something going. Simmons gets it going.
Well, he did that earlier, and that's a nice recap of what we saw on the floor. So Jelani Simmons contributing in his own fashionable way.
We've seen some big throwdowns in this game from the Sudbury 5 so far. Parks off the glass. There he goes, leading this team at 19.9 points a game.
Diego Bernard looking good out there despite the fact that he had a foot issue last week. Easy bucket again by Amir Williams.
Tough shot from Handy. Picked up by Williams. Bounce pass Bernard. He gets blocked by Ja'Kai Taylor. Amir Williams, the spin move. Ahead, there's Handy going at it. Puts his rebound back in, and Handy getting into the scoring action. He is second in field goal percentage. He makes 61% of the shots that he takes. Has struggled in this one, Handy has. But he finally gets on the board with that too. Bernard, tough into the defense, and ahead to Parks on the runway. Easy lay-in for the Lightning.
That's twice now that Bernard has been shortchanged, so to speak, on that drive to the bucket. And let's see if he can get one in and get back on the score sheet for this 5 team.
Bit of a run for this Lightning team. Getting it back within 13. Bernard turns the corner. Pass out. Dwayne put him on notice.
Wow, he's having quite a game, just lighting it up.
Handy goes baseline. The reverse layup is too strong. Notice behind the back. Had Towns right there. Screen by Williams. Ahead to Notice. That would have been a big one for the Sudbury 5 with a minute to go in this second quarter.
He's got 15 already. Can he get more before the half?
Leads all scorers. Boyd, that one saw all of the rim. And Amir Williams and Corey Boyd, two giants. And Dwayne Notice steps in. And what else is new? London, Sudbury, some physicality. Refs separate.
So in this situation, we've seen this before, so would you not just go to the guys, okay, keep it up and you're gone? Or you could be gone shortly.
Yeah, or we'll see what happens for entertainment value.
Because we've seen these situations deteriorate rather quickly.
Yep. Here's a look at what happened. So it was after. There's the shove from Corey Boyd down on Amir Williams. Kind of right there where they were battling for that, waiting for it to drop, and then a couple words were exchanged.
It's always the words.
And then Dwayne Notice, he steps in to try to stop this and gives Boyd a shove, and obviously Boyd's not going to like that.
And you know, there are some players, some athletes, you could say whatever you want, but there's always that guy who has to get the last word in.
Yep.
So the referees are talking it over. And I know this is a professional basketball league, but in some cases, you don't want to see this filter over into the second half where there could be an incident. We saw one last week. J.D. Miller was sent to the showers early as well. So it's a matter of keeping this game manageable as far as the referees are concerned. And any hint of trouble has got to be dealt with on the spot.
Well, refs are discussing what they are going to be calling once we come out of this. They're going to bring the coaches together for a couple words and probably say exactly what you said right as that happened. Just a bit of a warning that if this continues, that the players will be sent to the showers.
Well, one of the lines that officials like to use, it's a matter of going up to the coaches and saying, how do you want to play this? And we can start tossing players left, right, and shorten the benches. It's going to be up to you guys. So keep it up and we'll do that, or knock it off and let's play.
So a technical foul is called against London. Marquardt at the free throw line where he's been so good this season. That's my fault. That's on me. Sorry, folks at home. I'll take responsibility.
Just a random comment. Look what happens. And
Yeah.
It's okay.
You know, I go out there and do my best, and you know, this is what happens.
Sometimes it's like saying someone's going to get a shutout at the hockey game, and next thing you know, they're scoring the ball.
Notice turns the corner, has a couple screens set. Defense picking up for London. Simmons across to Notice, left wide open, and he hits another.
Is there any stopping this guy tonight?
Inside, outside, he is getting it done, and having a couple words with Corey Boyd as well.
Notice and J.D. Miller both have 18.
Yeah, friendly words at this point as you get a look at that one, the three, and then Marquardt and Ja'Kai Taylor pushing and shoving, and Ja'Kai Taylor has been ejected from this game.
Wow, he's going to have a great shower tonight if he's tossed now.
Yeah, right after the bucket went in, Marquardt kind of got an elbow from Ja'Kai Taylor. I don't know if we can see that just one more time. And then it spilled over, words exchanged between Taylor and Marquardt. Taylor threw a push. So here's Dwayne Notice's three. Watch Jakai and Marquardt battling underneath. They're kind of just tied up, and Marquardt gets a bit of an elbow. Then Marquardt stays there, gets a push.
Yeah.
And a foul was called there, and then they just continued. So more figuring out for these refs, and it has not been a great night for the London Lightning, and you're starting to see some of that frustration boiling over a little bit. Again, the coaches come together at the center court area for another description. We hope that third time's not the charm and we don't do this again. 30 seconds left in the second quarter. It has been a long final minute.
Corey Boyd talking it over with one of the officials. And hopefully we'll be able to get through the next 30.8 seconds.
Marquardt back at the free throw line. Just a terrible free throw shooter at the line. He is not. See?
There you go.
There we go.
See, it's a George Costanza. Whatever you want to say, you're going to go completely against the grain and just say something completely opposite. I like that thinking.
Towns uses the screen, picks up his dribble. But a 6-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Towns decides to go for the reverse. It is cleaned up by Boyd. 12 seconds left. Sudbury should have the final shot. Bernard turns the corner, finishes with 3.3.
Well, he's been itching to do that all game long.
Turnover, Notice, puts it up just short as the half comes to a close.
Very good half by the Sudbury Five, 65-47. And of course, Notice and J.D. Miller leading the way, Charlie Marquardt as well. You've got some top scorers, and you've got some subsidiary scorers as well. So all in all, it's been a good, solid start. Team effort. Jamiron Jackson, what does he have? Like 2 points so far in this game?
Right on, 2 points.
Okay,
yeah.
so 2 points. He hasn't been the guy. It doesn't matter because the team is playing as a team, and that's why they're in front. And they're taking advantage of a disjointed London team. But hey, these are the breaks. That happens at home, on the road. When you want to win, when you need a win, you've got to go after that win.
Well, this London team is the top scoring team in this league at 120 points a game, but it's the Sudbury Five with 65 points in the half. And like you said, led by Dwayne Notice, 18, J.D. Miller, 18, Charlie Marquardt at 12. Leading the way for the Lightning is Joel Kindred at 14 points. We're going to take a break for halftime and be right back with Sudbury Five basketball. Don't go anywhere.
You
we'll see how resting the playing skills are.
We're a little out of season, but hey, now's a good time as any, right? Place that for you. Now I have to tell you before you shoot, if it hits the board and then rolls in, that doesn't count. As soon as it hits the board, it's dead. Too bad, so sad, but thanks for playing. All right. With some words of encouragement from the audience, have at it, my friend. That was powerful. Ooh, a little too much to the right. But that's okay. Thanks so much for playing. And there's still lots of time to grab those 50/50 tickets. You can be going home with $2,228 in your pocket. You can see one of the representatives walking around, or you can buy your tickets at guest services up and behind section 3.
So
You're calling Eastlink.
Welcome back inside the Sudbury Community Arena. Nick Liard, Rick Wyman. Basketball Super League action between the Sudbury Five and the London Lightning. An 18-point lead for the Sudbury Five at half, 65-47. And we were talking perhaps the most complete half of basketball for the Sudbury Five this season.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. And had we bet $50 or even $100, if you would have told me that the Five would dominate the first half the way they did, I never would have taken that bet. But needless to say, they came out firing. They did what they had to do, some subsidiary scoring. And surprisingly, Jamiron Jackson only 2 points, or shockingly, more so, but everyone else has contributed. J.D. Miller, Dwayne Notice, Charlie Markard, and others. So this is where we stand. We've got the team playing the way the team should be playing, and the Five have come to play and win, more importantly.
Well, that definitely would have been too rich for my blood. Maybe some hot chocolate. That way, the only richness would come in the chocolate there. Big first half for the Sudbury Five. Not only on offense, scoring those 65 points, but defensively, too. They were taking some of those charges, points off turnovers as well. 11-2 in favor of Sudbury. So forcing the turnovers and then getting out and running in transition.
Some sloppy basketball, granted, for the Five, but you've got to be a good team to be able to take advantage of that.
Jakai Taylor for the London Lightning was also tossed out of this game in that first half. Sudbury winning in pretty much all areas of the game. Bench points, they're outscoring London 25-17. Points in the paint as well, getting inside. Sudbury outscoring London 28-16 in the paint. Now, as much as London struggled with turnovers, they really struggled in shooting in that first half. 28% from the field. They're actually shooting better from three at 33% than they are as in the field as a whole.
That's been a struggle in that first half.
Billinger inside, contact, no call. Towns pushing it for London, gets it to Parks. Just under 20 a game, he hits a three. A quick 6-0 run for the Lightning to start this second half. Billinger to Notice at 18 in that first half, fades away, and Billy White grabs the board. Bounce pass, Godfrey missed the jam.
It's a good break for the Five.
Volleyball pass out to Billinger. Amir Williams with a nice touch pass. Now Kindred right into the defense. Offensive foul called against Kindred. Looked like Notice was moving, but I think they're calling him lowering the shoulder right there.
Boom, right there. That's what you're supposed to do if you want to charge into a defensive line. You lower that shoulder.
Perhaps,
get into the crux of the line.
Perhaps see a little Saquon Barkley like that tomorrow.
That's
or
right.
is he being stopped? What do you think?
I think he's going to have a great day, and I'm picking the Eagles to win. But then again, it's Mahomes magic.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
It's tough to, I was against the Chiefs all season. I don't know how I can be this at this point now. They've proved me wrong all year, and it would be kind of cool to see the first three-peat in the Super Bowl area.
Just as long as they keep it entertaining, that's all that matters. Our teams aren't in, so...
No. Well, Charlie Markar keeping it entertaining here with a big three. Towns, crossover, inside Godfrey, out of his reach, out of bounds, a turnover for the Lightning.
Towns hasn't overly impressed in this game, so I'm sure there will be some adjustments in his game over the course of the next little while for London. Struggling out there.
Yeah, he played 130 games at the University of Niagara as he lays it in. On the U.S. side, he's from Detroit. He was leading the way in scoring in the league with the Pharaohs before being traded to London. On the league website, they haven't combined his stats, so they have him as two separate players for some reason. Hopefully he doesn't get traded to another team. We would have 3 James Towns in the league. That'd be crazy.
Well, you can score at will in the TBL, but when you start playing teams like Windsor and Sudbury and KW, those stats would change.
Yeah, averaging 14 points a game as the 5 turn it over. Kindred, easy lay-in.
Yeah, that was just a bit sloppy on behalf of the 5 on that turnover.
James Towns was averaging about 27 points a game with Pontiac. 14 a game with the Lightning. Nice move inside, out to Billinger, another missed 3, batted around and picked up by Godfrey. Soccer pass ahead, Kindred. All day long, could have set up a campsite, roasted some marshmallow and made some s'mores in the corner.
Yes, well-deserved break for the London Lightning, concerning for the Sudbury 5. That lead reduced to 11 points. A quick start by London, which is what they needed to get their heads back into this game.
Whatever was said at halftime seems to be working for the Lightning, and now for the Sudbury 5, you really have to watch where this game is going, because it went from an 18-point lead. It is now down to just 11 at this point, and London's a team that can get on some runs and really grind out this game and start to turn it the other way.
Well, what did we see last week that was so concerning in terms of the way that Windsor moved the ball back up court, their transition game, their shooting, their energy level, and these guys from London have picked it up here in the second half. So again, maybe they just figure that Sudbury's going to sit on that lead and be content, but here we are. It's, you're cutting into that lead. This really far from over, as I always like to say, because these games are, anytime it's London and Sudbury, they're always determined in the last couple of minutes of play.
Not so much that Sudbury's not getting the looks that they want, they're just not knocking them down the way that they were in that first half. Like Billinger had 2 open threes in the corner, not able to knock them down. A couple plays where they got into the defense and faded away. Would like to see them get back to, and maybe it's bringing JD Miller in quicker and getting that maybe inside presence once again going and working that down low, and instead of fading away, going up strong and taking some contact.
And if they have to take threes, Jamiron's got to be your guy, because we know he's capable. Limited to 2 points in the first half is a slight on his ability, because we know he can score at will.
Well, there's Dwayne Notice scoring at will, left-hand layup. Give him 20. Parks inside to Billy White. White, baseline, strong take from the vet.
Well, that's where he goes inside underneath that basket, making his play, and that's veteran experience, an easy play for him.
Billinger over the timeline, gets it to Notice. Miller is into the game for the Sudbury 5. Drops him, puts up the layup. Put him on skates.
Literally here in this rink. Guys, he's fire tonight.
Notice with a beautiful crossover and finish. Kindred misses the 3, and the Sudbury 5 lead back up to 13. Into the corner, notice down low, Lewis Jonkum out to Jackson for 3. There he is.
This is the start for him. This is the start of something big in this run here in the second half. Here's an elbow or a shoulder. J.D. Miller, the culprit on this. Wait till you see this coming up. Boom. He dropped the shoulder on him.
Yeah.
Literally.
Parks inbounding it, looking for Godfrey. They go inside to the big man. Jonkum on him. Billinger comes to help. 8 on the shot clock. Towns fades back on the shot, and Towns getting in on the action.
Yeah, he made a few mistakes in that first half. Has to redeem himself. Good step back there by Towns.
Miller got his man in the air, and then White recovers. Jackson, long 3, just rattled out.
Yeah, I thought he might have had a chance at that one, but he's had a lot of close calls tonight. Great looks.
Notice up to 22 points on the evening. J.D. Miller at 18, Charlie Markar 15. Now Jackson making his way up to 8 points. White, beautiful pass down low to Parks, who lays it in with ease.
Managed to find his way under the basket and snuck in there.
Parks just a solid guard. Pass to Jonkum inside to Bernard. Up off the glass, smooth finish, Bernard.
Bernard charge again on the receiving end of that pass from Jonkum.
Towns all alone in the corner. Miller rips down the board. Miller has 6 rebounds to go along with his 18 points. Jamiron Jackson, high arcing shot, nothing but net.
Pulled the fake off in the corner, then he got the shot away. Had the wherewithal.
Billy White answers right back.
The master. There's a master in every league. This guy is the master.
I would say, if he's not there already, approaching Grandmaster status. Up top, the alley-oop connection. Notice to Miller.
Beautiful setup there. Notice on flying in.
Shot no good from Parks. Miller slowly pushes it up, looking for another alley-oop. This time he was passing. Strip free. Towns grabs the loose ball. That one hit the score clock.
Hello.
Miller looking for the long pass for Notice, put it up way too high.
That happens occasionally.
Usually on a full court shot. I don't know if I've seen it too many times on a pass, and it's a lot of strength to get it up there.
Oh, it happens. It's our moment of levity in this game.
Billy White off of the foot of a 5-player. Miller, Bernard in the corner. Gets into the key, puts it up, flips it up. Jonkum grabs the board. Simmons straight away. 5, 4, 3.
Comes out of nowhere, gets that shot, lights it up for 3. Jelani Simmons. Good play defensively.
Defense. Getting back, pulling the ball away. Jackson steps into it. They're shooting the lights out.
Jamiron stepping his way back to the 5 end. London calling a timeout. This is what we expected, and we pronounced that arrival several minutes ago, thinking that, okay, he's going to start heating up eventually. And he has.
And I do really think that now Jackson has played unbelievable on notice as well, but I think that quick timeout by the coaching staff, getting J.D. Miller back into the game, that was a complete changer. And it had gone down to 11 points after an 18-point lead at halftime. It is now back up to 20, and they are feeling pretty good, the Sudbury 5.
Regaining control. I mean, after all, London came out firing early, perhaps trying to catch Sudbury off guard. But again, these are the adjustments that you have to make. You take advantage of that. And again, everything is clicking. This is Sudbury 5 basketball. We alluded to it, perhaps the best game so far at home this season that we have seen, and it's continuing. Yeah, a little bit of a slow start there early. They made the changes that they had to do. They got the right personnel matchup. And what more can you say about Dwayne Notice? This guy's he's been gunning all night.
Well, like we said, scoring a little bit down for Dwayne Notice this season, but he has taken on more of a facilitator role. He's 4th in the league in assists. So he's had to handle the ball a little bit more than especially last year when it was A.J. Mosby, the primary ball handler. This year he's gotten that freedom, and he'll have games like this where he goes off because we know that he can.
He's doing it tonight, and it's certainly refreshing for us to see. Sure, the coaching staff is hoping this trend continues on the road next week with a couple of big games before they're home next Friday night again against St. John's.
A busy stretch for the Sudbury 5. Audie makes his way around a loose ball and is able to finish with a high-flying lay-in.
Yeah, Bernard was trying to free that ball and all of a sudden got beaten and gave up on the pursuit.
Miller drops it between the legs to Jackson. Bernard looking for the roll, gets it across to Miller, puts up the 3, too strong. Jonka battling, grabbing the offensive board. Tough pass, Bernard. They say tipped by London, out of bounds. And I would think that it would be London ball. It looked like Simmons touched it before going out of bounds, even if it was tipped. They reverse the call. It is London ball, so.
Okay. Corrections can be made.
Yep. I think they heard what I was saying and they agreed. I've got eyes like a hawk.
There's no disputing your vision. No disputing your vision.
If I could only average in basketball what my vision is we having a different story here. Boyd drops it down. Audie. A nice little run by the Lightning. Jonkum sets the screen for Jackson. He wants to put it up a 3. Foul call. That one's going to go against Aqua. And Jackson will go to the free throw line for 3 shots.
Yeah, that was a bit of a sloppy foul on that play. And again, you know, Jamiron's going to go, so he gets chopped. And Jamiron goes to the foul line.
Yeah, in that situation, you just want to close out as solid as possible. And Aqua kind of off balance when he was closing out and jumping. Coach of the London Lightning kind of looking for a call the other way where Jackson jumping into his player. And we've seen the NBA start to change that a little bit. Where if you're flailing on the shot, you don't often get that foul call anymore.
So Jackson starting to heat up here in the third quarter, as we expected, already up to wait for this shot. 17 points, just like that.
Just like that, had 2 points after the first quarter. He is really heated up, averaging 24.5 points a game on the season and working his way up there now. Boyd spins, puts a tough shot up. Amir Williams with the defense.
Amir's been pretty solid tonight, and that's a good rebound from last week. Offensively, defensively.
Amir's an experienced guy. Simmons fading away, rattles out. Amir Williams went to Ohio State, spent some time in the NBA Summer League, a little bit of time in the G League, 67 games there. Miller battling with Boyd. Boyd's going to tip that one out of bounds. It'll go to the Sudbury 5.
This third quarter has just whizzed by. We got a $1:26 left. And the 5 quite comfortable, 19-point lead.
Here you saw that last tipped by Boyd over the head of Miller. Now Diego Bernard will bring up the ball for Sudbury. 1:20 left to go in the third quarter. Thank you for joining us. You're watching on the Basketball Super League website or on Eastlink Community TV. There's Amir Williams for 2.
Even the big guys scoring tonight, which is a great sign for the 5.
White, foul called against J.D. Miller, and White going to the line.
Tough to handle the big man in that situation. He's kind of dribbling in, and Miller trying to get a hand on that ball, trying to disrupt the play.
White's hearing it from the crowd, misses the first free throw. DeAndre Austin, number 8 for London, checking in. First minutes of the game for him. Billy White at the free throw line. 79% free throw shooter. Missed them both.
Okay, let's see what the 5 can do in the last 40 seconds or so.
Miller caught in the air, is able to get it away to Markar with 3 on the shot clock. They're going to call a foul. One ref has a foul on London, the other has a foul on Sudbury. And overruled. It is 2 shots for the Sudbury 5.
Yeah, someone's got to cave in on that call when you go one. I saw one thing, you saw another. What did you see? Let's reach a consensus here.
Markard at the free throw line, knocks that one down. Again, 90% free throw shooter.
So that London scoring ability, their average on the season, taking a big hit. Only 75 points. We'll see what happens in the fourth quarter. Of course, we're down to the last 30 seconds.
Audie into the defense. Olden is going to pick up the foul. Sean Olden into the game for the Sudbury 5. There's a look at it. Yeah, averaging 120 points a game, and at 75.
That's a big hit on the average.
Definitely inflated because their record's 10-7. They're 8-7 in their conference, so there was 2 games that were extremely high scoring against TBL teams that brought that up. They're around 116 a game, still first in the league in scoring, but 120.8 against all teams, 116.7 against the conference. Audie, they get a second chance at it. Audie stripped this time by Olden, who saves it under his own basket right to Billy White.
Slams it in for a deuce.
That one's going to go off of Bernard, out of bounds. Nice strip by the Grandmaster, Billy White. 8.5. Audie over the timeline. 5. Audie nearly stripped. Steps back, puts up a 3, and he hits with 0.5. Simmons, long shot, just short. But a big bucket there at the end, changing it from a 20-point game to a 17-point lead for the Sudbury Five. So run to start for London, and then Sudbury brought it back. It was 18 at halftime. It's 17 now. Sudbury Five doing their job in that third quarter, especially towards the end.
Yes, they rebounded well after that somewhat slow start and quick start by London. Now, do you want it? I'm thinking you just keep playing your game. We're not going to get into any kind of protective shell, and you can wind down the clock and do whatever you have to do. But the thing is, misses. London's scoring could quickly turn this game against you. So you just keep doing what you're doing. It's working well. Notice Miller, now Jamira and Jackson, all scoring and doing what they have to make a difference in this game.
Well, they're really kind of combining together to...
You're watching more wrestling now?
I'm watching more wrestling. Yeah, I mean, it's right below us. What am I supposed to do?
He's all about the wrestling.
Not watch it? Mr. Twister just got picked up. What do you want me to do, Rick? We're announcers. I'm going to announce the wrestling.
The guy's a closet wrestling fan.
Hey, I am out there. I like wrestling. Not too bad.
There you go.
It's below us now. I can't see it. Another guy went through the table at halftime. That was fun. We got to see that. We're seeing a Sudbury 5 lead. What's better than that on a Saturday night, Rick?
Roller Derby is coming.
That's true.
The Women's Roller Derby League will soon be here, and they'll be performing some skits during 5 basketball. So I got to admit, I loved the roller derby when it first came out, and you know what? You've got some pretty keen competitors. It's something I think you got to check out.
Well, for the Sudbury Five coming into this fourth quarter, there have been some games where, towards the end of the game, a bit of a letdown, and they let teams come back into it. The Jamestown game was a perfect example.
Not being able to put away the competition.
And that's what the Sudbury Five really, really have to focus on. And I think you made a great point. It is not shutting down. It's just continue to play how you have through 3 quarters. Don't pass up those shots. If they're good looks, they're good looks. Take them because you're hitting them.
I think so. I mean, there's no sense in changing. Don't change the formula. You came in here with a set game plan. It's working. Don't deviate. Continue doing what you're doing and take it to London any way you can, because don't forget, they are going to meet in a couple of days in London, and the Lightning will be looking for huge payback. So make a statement home court tonight and do it big.
Well, you want to win the walk out of this one with a win, because that brings the season series to 3 games to 1 for the Sudbury Five. You're starting to have London's number, and it's going to creep into their head a little bit.
Well, let's see what transpires here on the floor.
Looking down at the court, and head coach Logan Stutz having a long conversation with Billy White of the London Lightning. Looked like a bit of a heated exchange, just kind of discussing things back and forth.
Obviously, he's not trying to recruit him.
No, well, maybe.
Maybe.
Amir Williams and Billy White, former teammates. So White says sorry for that hit to the back. Williams at the free throw line. Has been a big contribution to this roster, bringing in that veteran experience that some of these younger guys need. And I think Amir Williams may be bleeding, and that's why they're going to take him out for a bit of repairs.
Yep, going to see the attending physician.
Yeah, I think right on the cheek. He was bleeding. So a bit of a cleanup. around the free throw line as Williams gets some repairs. And don't know if he'll come back into this game right away. I think they're discussing with head coach Logan Stutz. So Stutz was wondering if he takes a timeout, because I don't think Amir Williams would be able to come back into the game if he's not able to get repairs and come back in. So Logan Stutz was asking if he takes a timeout, what happens if he still can't come back in after that timeout. But it appears Amir Williams is good to go. Quick stitch job or tape job, and cut man in the corner doing a good job.
Yes, the cut man in the corner is so valuable.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to hold.
Well, it's adhesive, so
it's a bandage to until that he hits these free throws. Then Jonkum will come in for him. Yeah.
Yeah, big night for the crowd here. Great crowd. The Five acknowledging winning teams at Laurentian, men's and women's of the past as well. So that was good to see.
At halftime, brought out a couple teams. Women's teams of the 90s, men's teams of the 70s. Great to see them back. And we mentioned this is a triple header today. Two university games before this one, so 3 games of basketball here at the Sudbury Community Arena. And if you would have said that to me, 10 years ago, I would have said you were crazy. That sounds awesome. I would love to be there, and here we are. Billy White's with the score 99-81 in favor of the Sudbury Five. Austin has it stripped away. Billinger ahead to Notice. Nobody picking up Notice.
Pick up that license plate and do something. So, in light of the basketball that we've seen professionally here with the Five and with university ball, you ever see a chance or maybe a day when maybe Sudbury could actually play host to maybe the national championships right across Canada? How well would it be received? Would it be received well? And one of those things, I'm thinking that people like basketball. Now, there's a lot of song and dance that goes along with the Sudbury Five, aside from the basketball, but would university ball go over well for a national championship weekend?
Yeah, I mean, even OUAs, if they want to be held at like a neutral site, I know that they usually are held at, the home team's gym. And it's a definite possibility. I think that, this facility opens its doors to potentials like that, and we'll see down the line. And maybe with the new arena coming for Sudbury and being downtown, that things like national curling events and national basketball events, and who knows, maybe an exhibition game for the Raptors 905, something like that is a possibility. And over the years in past with Terry Fox Field here in Sudbury, Blue Jays have come up and done work in camps like that. Maybe in the summertime, something like that is a possibility for here in Sudbury.
It would be great to see. I mean, having attended several CIAU national championships in basketball, well attended, a lot of enthusiasm, and the crowds just love it. It's just one of those things. And I'm just thinking, is Sudbury ready for the next level of perhaps university basketball? So perhaps down the road.
Perhaps down the road, indeed. That would be amazing to see. "11 minutes to play in the fourth. It is a 20-point lead with Paul Parks cutting into it. Notice uses the screen. Marquardt up fake, gets Parks to bite on it, drops it down. Great passing by the Sudbury Five. Foul is going to be called on Godfrey.
Let's see if Jonkum can and cash in. There's the pass there. The sidewinder from Miller.
Really nice extra pass and ball movement by the Sudbury Five as the Lightning defense continues to scramble. We talked about their scoring ability, but again, they are last in the league. They give up the most amount of points per game at around 116. So they are in conference play. They are scoring 116 and giving up 116. White drops it down to Godfrey, bobbles it a bit, but catches it and finishes.
Had a second chance on that scoring opportunity.
Billinger handling the ball for Sudbury, gets it around to Notice. Drops off to Jonkum, and 2 is good.
Now they're feeding Lewis, and that's a good sign. They'll get some comfort out of that, some experience and confidence.
Frustration from the coaching staff with the Lightning. Again, same problem as the first half. The help side defense is non-existent. There's nobody there to pick up Jonkum as Godfrey stepped up to stop Notice, so he did his job, but the rotation was just not there.
And this is somewhat uncharacteristic London 5 basketball.
Yeah.
We're used to seeing a tightly knit, a good defensive core, very physical type play. I'm saying Chris Jones makes a big difference not having him in the lineup.
Really does. One of the best scorers in this league, regardless of your opinion of him. He gets it done offensively, and it really gets under your skin and causes you to force turnovers like that one there.
Billinger will have to be careful with that ball. He is this time.
14-point lead after that turnover and bucket. Miller with White on him. Miller backing down, poked free by White. Parks drops it off. Kindred. He's got Jonkum on him, goes into Godfrey. Swings it to Parks. Around to Kindred. 1 foot shot. Towns getting into the trees. Shot from Kindred, no foul call. Pushing it ahead. Markar in the corner for 3. Cash.
He's the insurance tonight. He'll make sure that lead stands where it is right now. 17 points. Charlie lighting it up, having a really strong game.
Kindred, crossover. Towns, the shot no good. Behind the back, Notice, drops it off. Markar, blocked from behind by Kindred. Markar gets his own rebound for 3. That would have been something.
Well, he's got 20 just added, wants to add to that total.
Billy White, irate at that charge call, and may have a case. Billinger gets in there and takes a tough charge. Tough kid, Alan Billinger is, and the scoring hasn't been there for him, but he has provided some solid minutes for the Sudbury 5 team.
Now, is that a case where maybe the referee was just influenced by the size differential in that play?
Watch it here. Billinger, he gets himself set. Looked pretty good. In fast motion, it looked like he was still moving, but the refs did a really nice job on that tough call. Behind the back pass to Jonkum, it's loose. A kickball is going to be called to Parks. And Jonkum down, favoring that left ankle, looks like. He's up on his feet. I think he stepped on the ball. He's going to come out of this game as Simmons coming in for the Sudbury 5. Diego Bernard in as well.
love and we love our fans. So join us on the day of love.
Well, the training staff looking at Jonkum right now, making sure he's okay.
You promote the Love 25.
Miller fading away, bounces, long rebound comes out, swatted to Notice, passes to Miller, lay-in is good.
Too easy. Miller streaking towards the hoop. Set up on that pass, no mistake.
Foul called. Billy White puts it up. They say no shot that is going to be on the floor.
Yeah, that was Miller.
Here's a look at it. Billy White wants it a shooting foul, but they say nope, and sideline out of bounds. Inside, Billy White going to work on Dwayne Notice. Turns the corner, puts it up.
Yeah. He just rolled around him.
That little veteran move got him with the chicken wing. Chicken wings.
Your time's coming. We only have 7:18 left.
Kindred with the ball in the corner, 109-92 for the Sudbury 5. Billy White steps back, puts up a three. Too strong, and Miller coming down with another board.
Okay, save the wings for tomorrow night. There'll be plenty of time.
I don't know if I can.
You got 4 hours
No promises.
You've got 4 hours of chicken wings tomorrow night.
Notice letting the clock wind down, backs in on Kindred, drops it off to Bernard. What a feed.
Less than 6.5 to go. Let's see if London can respond. They do. There's Billy White.
Trying to inject some energy into the London Lightning lineup. A travel is called, a rare travel.
It's our first traveling call tonight.
He's like, I don't know, first in a couple games. (111.96), 6 minutes as Paul Parks puts up another three. Shooting just under 40% on the season from three is Paul Parks, averaging 19.9 a game. Keeping them in this game at least, but it has been a tough battle for the London Lightning in this game. You can feel and almost sympathize for the struggle that they're going through, and just not able to put it together in this game and really go on any run.
Well, Parks, Billy White, and maybe Joel Kindred, that's pretty well it. Rest of the scoring has been negligent to say the least, but for Sudbury, Notice up to 24, Miller with 22, and Charlie Marquardt with 20. So that's your top three, and Jamiron has come to life. 17, 15 in the second half, 17 points so far in this game. So again, you're getting some depth scoring as well. So, well, more wrestling antics. You're hooked on this.
I am hooked on this. I don't know who they're going to bring out next. They had the Jailer and Twister this week. They had the Vegan last week.
Well, they got Rock Monster involved in something.
Doesn't seem like a very sturdy cage.
Okay.
So, ball out of bounds. Sudbury 5 basketball.
Nick, we'll have to get you some ringside seats for the card at the Caruso Club.
I think I'm going to go. I did get to see some of the action at Valley East Days last summer. J.D. Miller putting up the shot. A foul is called. It was great. It was inside the mall. They didn't have a whole lot of headroom.
Mall wrestling.
They
wow.
had to get a lot, very, very creative.
Okay, mall wrestling. Okay.
Yeah, it was a first for me. Hopefully not a last.
So Miller at the line.
A little bit of a wet spot on the floor. A little condensation. J.D. Miller gets a free look at that free throw.
Hey, don't forget Family Day is coming up, and the Sudbury Five will be entertaining the St. John's Rogues next Friday, and Family Day Monday. Game time is 2 o'clock here at the Greater Sudbury Community Arena. So big weekend. The Five on the road for a couple of games next week after tonight's encounter, then home for 2 against St. John's.
Yeah, standings race pretty close, pretty tight at the top, and over this next 2 weeks or so, we can really see some separation, or that standings could get even tighter than it is already. Got Windsor, KW, Sudbury all at the top. London creeping behind in 4th.
I'm not disappointed in seeing the top 4 teams. I'm somewhat surprised that St. John's not having a better season.
They did lose their coach. Coach is now leading the London Lightning. They had a great season last year. They just don't have that scoring punch. A guy like Lewis Jonkum, he played for Newfoundland last year, and now he's with the Sudbury Five. And so, sometimes that happens. Good teams have good seasons, and they lose some of that top talent and struggle to find it and get it back the next year. Simmons flying high, knocked away by Billy White. Kindred pushing it to Parks. He'll put up a 3 and just is not able to get it to fall. Well, it's a big shot, would have caught it to 13, but it stays at 16. Miller, 5 minutes to go, puts up a 3, hits the side rim. Towns with a board, quickly pushing it ahead to White.
He got
Gets
clipped.
hit in the face by Bernard. Here's a look at it.
Bernard
Right
streaking
there.
right through. Okay.
Was the third foul on the Sudbury Five, so it will not be shooting. Sideline out of bounds. Parks will inbound it. 4:50 to go. 113-97.
Billy White talking to Bernard. Kid, what are you doing to me?
Inside to Boyd. Boyd backing down. Strong move, gets his own board, and puts in the rebound. Corey Boyd averaging 15 points a game. Over 15 points a game. It's just 9 in this one. There you go. Bernard.
Love it. Love the scoop up there. That's great.
Drop off. Boyd going for the slam. J.D. Miller sending it back down the other way. Get on up.
Jelani Simmons, solid game tonight. I like his play. He's got a little bit of razzle-dazzle going on, and the thing is, he likes to put on a show.
They are having fun here at the Sudbury Arena. Boy, what a sequence for the Sudbury Five. The denial on one end, the alley-oop going back the other way. Increasing that lead back to where it was at halftime.
Sending it back, Sudbury possession.
Turnover against Parks on that inbound play, so sloppy turnover by London. Shot by Jackson, hits front rim. White ahead. Goes right into Amir Williams, who will pick up his foul.
Billy White has been at the line a lot tonight. Let's take a look and see how busy he's been here. Billy White with 19 as he stands at the foul line. So Kindred with 19 and White with 19.
Yeah, Billy White's averaging just over 17 points a game on the season. That is exactly what he's averaging against Sudbury this year in 2 games. He only played 2 of the 3 games against the Five. 17 points in both of those games, so he has surpassed that in this one. Now up to 20. 16-point lead for the Five with 3:20 to go. Bernard stripped away by Kindred. Kindred pushing the ball, and he finishes the 2 off glass.
Yeah, Diego is going to have to watch that on that possession, especially in tight games. 14-point lead by the Five.
They go back to Notice to bring up the ball in this situation. Throw. It's a wild pass that ends up working out as Miller's able to catch it. Bernard misses the lay-in. And here comes Audie, slicing through the defense, gets it around to White. Thought about taking a deep 3, goes across to Joel Kindred. He'll step into one, and Kindred hits a 3.
That lead now, 11 points. There's a foul. Bernard trying to make the play. He was kind of hooked from behind.
Join us on Valentine's Day where you can get $10 tickets and $5 drinks.
And London going for a change of personnel here on the horn. Just over 2 to go in this contest. These teams meet again next week.
Kindred now up to 24 points in the game, has hit 6 of 10 threes. Bernard turns the corner. Amir Williams wide open. It's a pass right to J.D. Miller.
Just one of those nights. When things go wrong, they go right.
Kindred quickly ahead. Miller grabs the board. Kindred again, a lot of contact. No foul as Bernard goes behind the back in a slick move.
And maybe on some nights, Nick, that would be called,
Yep.
but not tonight.
Jackson for 3. Long rebound comes out. Jackson pulls it away, puts up the 2.
When you can't get 3, go for 2.
Not a bad way to settle. Towns, he puts it up. They're going to call a foul against Amir Williams.
Big night for the Sudbury Five. Winless in their last 3. What they wanted to do tonight was just turn things around. And they did so. From start to finish, few lapses, but good recoveries. And that's where they stand right now. So the Five in the standings pick up in the process of picking up a very important win.
And coming into this one, London had just lost to Jamestown, so this would be 2 straight for the Lightning and drop them to 10-8 on the season. J.D. Miller to Bernard, close to over and back.
5 just killing time.
Bernard cuts in. He's going to get fouled by Kindred. So Bernard will head to the free throw line. Take a look at this nice crossover.
There, he's impacted on that play.
Bernard, a key contributor on this team, an 84% free throw shooter, averaging 9.8 points a game. Couple rebounds, couple assists a game as well. Connects on the free throw. Audie crosses over. Nearly stumbles. That's Godfrey trying a hand at a 3. Under a minute to play here in Greater Sudbury.
Well, when you're up by 15, you can take your time on this last drive and wind that clock down with just over 40 seconds to go, and a well-deserved win by the Sudbury 5.
Steal by Audie. They let him go and finish the bucket. 32 seconds. Nervin Stemlensveen into the game trying to get a bucket. Audie ahead, gets another 2.
Well, a couple of misplays by the 5, and the Lightning came surging back, but 123-112 lead. That's good enough now.
Olden trying to get some points on the scoreboard. Not able to get it. Audie pushing it ahead. Towns, he'll put up a 3 at the buzzer, and it hits it. Makes it a lot closer than the game was. A 123-115 finish. Big win for the Sudbury 5, who were reeling. Had that first real speed bump of the season. 3-game losing streak. They put that to rest and pick up a big win against their top rival.
That weight is being lifted off my shoulders right now for the 5. That's well-deserved for the 5. They did what they had to do. They came out with a game plan. They executed. Yeah, there were a couple of lapses, but all in all, a solid performance. London, not as sharp as what we're accustomed to seeing them play basketball, but for all intents and purposes, Sudbury 5 full marks for doing what they had to do. You've got to win your home games against a tough team like London. They did so tonight. We'll see if they can take that energy and take that back on the road.
You got to start to string it together, but you're seeing a lot of good things with this team and the energy that they brought in this game. Start to finish, one of the more complete games that they played on the season. They now improved to 3-1 against the London Lightning this season. Yes, they have a big game in London coming up, but that's got to give you some confidence now going forward as you get to the really important stages of the season.
And Dwayne Notice stepping up like he did tonight. Wow, we haven't seen that in quite some time. As you said, he was executing the plays, passing the ball, handing it off, doing what he had to do. But to get a huge contribution from him offensively, when initially you didn't have that from Jamiron Jackson, and all of a sudden the burden's not on Jamiron because he only came up with 2 points in the opening half. So Dwayne Notice, J.D. Miller, Charlie Marquardt, they picked it up. They enabled Sudbury to have that lead at halftime. It carried over. Then as soon as Jamiron got rolling, it just continued from there.
Well, Jackson ended up with 19 points on the game, but they were led by J.D. Miller, 26 points, Dwayne Otis, 24, Charlie Markart, 20 points. So 3 players over 20, not too bad.
Well, that's what you want, because the thing is, when the engine stops with one individual, how many times did we see last year in the playoff that situation with Mosby? You stop Mosby, you stop the 5, but in this case, okay, so Jamiron doesn't get it going, but he does pick it up. Other guys are there to pick up the slack, and that's what a team. It's not the Jamiron Jackson 5.
Yeah.
Did I just say Jackson 5? Okay.
Sounds like it should be. That sounds like a great
Not
name.
anymore, but the thing is, you got to have that added support, and they got that tonight.
Well, the Sudbury 5, they pick up a big win over London. They snap their 3-game losing streak. London now on a 2-game losing streak. For Nick